Welcome to Dialogues of Desire,
Non-Monogamy Unscripted,
the podcast where we're rewriting the rules of relationships.
So grab your intimacy and exploration passports and join us from the very beginning
as we embark on an unscripted, unfiltered journey
into the world of non-monogamy.
Welcome to Dialogues of Desire,
Non-Monogamy Unscripted.
I'm Brit.
And I'm Sophie. And we are your hosts. This episode is brought to you by Brit in a sling. I'm not sure what our last podcast was, or our next podcast was meant to be about, but we've had a bit of an emergency over the last week, and we thought that it brought up a lot of questions about what happens in terms of emergencies if I am with another partner at the time, and how things get communicated and what the expectations are. But do you want to, before that, tell everybody what you did?
I didn't do anything. I was riding my bike to work, going through a roundabout. I was nearly through it. Somebody didn't see me and give way and took me out their car, burst my bike, and I came off second best.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were in their Jaguar, brand new, I think, because it had a new number plate. And don't know how she didn't see Brit. She's got her lights on.
Oh, my flashing lights on. I look like a fucking bumblebee in my bright orange fluoro jacket. But yeah.
Yeah.
That call to you wasn't that nice.
Yeah, it was about 6:15 in the morning. Brit had just left to get to work. And then I get a call saying, come and pick me up. So then I went and got Brit.
Yeah.
Who was not in a very good way. It was okay, but shoulder was pretty cooked. And we rushed off to hospital and were there for a few hours and got assessed. So you had a bit of concussion and...
Thank God I was wearing a helmet.
Yes.
So if you're riding your bike, make sure you wear a helmet.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, could have been a lot worse. But definitely, had a concussion. Have done something to my elbow, my shoulder, just my right side, my right hip and everything. So
yeah, it's kind of travelled a little bit in different places as time's gone by. It's been a few days. We ended up in emergency again when you had trouble deep breathing and coughing and laughing because I'm a funny person, and apparently that's not good when you've just been hit by a car.
I felt like I was hit by a car.
You really, poor thing.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it just, I guess, brought up...
Who do you call?
Yeah.
In an emergency.
And what constitutes an emergency.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, that was obviously an emergency, but... If we go hypothetical and say, what if I was with another partner and...
Yeah. I would have felt really awkward calling. I know you look at me like, of course I'm your partner, you have to call me in this sense. But like if you were with another partner, I would feel awkward like calling me like, hey, just been hit by a car, like can you...
Why would you feel awkward?
Because I feel like that's their time.
No. It's not like you're calling me saying, oh my God, I can't find the remote. Can you please come home? Different story. Completely different story.
That would be also an emergency.
Does anyone watch TV these days? Anyway, but no, something obviously like an actual emergency, such as a car accident, a bike accident. I would expect that you would call me straight away and I would come straight away.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what I'm doing, who I'm with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I hope that you can now understand that would be the case.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because, that's just it's a non-negotiable for me. And I would hope that the person that I'm with, if I'm in another relationship with someone or, intimate with someone,
understand.
I wouldn't be with somebody that would be offended by that or be like, they're taking away from my time. Like, that's not the type of person that I'm into as it is. But it does, I guess, bring about the question of perhaps would you guys want to have each other's details? And I think that would kind of be important, even if you weren't, maybe it was like parallel relationships, so you're not kind of mingling with the other person or people. you would still want their details.
Oh, for sure. Even like, obviously that was about me, but if you got into an incident or an accident,
Touch wood, yeah.
yeah, like, you know, I would want to let them know as well. Hey, Soph's been in an accident. You should probably come to hospital or come over and see her or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's just, But I guess I've never had to think about this before. And it's really just been brought to our attention.
Yeah. I mean, obviously after looking after you and stuff, it wasn't like, oh my God, what would he do if like I had another partner?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it's something that should probably be thought about and be kind of really clear before anything like that starts happening.
Or like have some sort of like emergency plan on
Yeah.
who you call and what to do. Yeah.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
I guess for me, my expectations would be that if something like this happened and, I don't know, just say I had a specific day that I meet up with a partner and it's our day and it's like Wednesdays or something and that's what we do, and I would expect that would obviously change if I had to look after you, and it would just be a thing. It wouldn't be even really a discussion. It would be like, this needs to change. I need to spend time with Brit at the moment, and yeah, like there has to be a flexibility in plans to accommodate for emergencies and if you're unwell or that sort of stuff, or if they're unwell, and I have to be there for them.
And I guess me as well, then I have to realise, I guess, even though we might have had plans, if your other partner or whatever, they've been put in the same situation that I've been put in, that I have to realise that, like, my plans might also change and I can't be upset that, hey, we had plans to go out for dinner or see this and now you're just blowing me off. Like, I guess I'm expecting to have dinner with you and now I'm not. So I have to, I guess, adjust sometimes my expectations.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair enough for you to be upset. You're allowed to feel that way. Obviously, if it was just like a cold or something, like I feel like I'm sure that they can look after themselves in the respectful way.
Yeah.
If it's just a little cold or thing that they can kind of manage themselves, then I wouldn't change the plans. But if it's something where I do need to look after the person or they really feel like I need to look after them, then I would, we would have to change plans probably.
Well, I've been on some pretty heavy painkillers and
full on.
definitely needed you around.
Yeah.
Just even like when I've kind of passed out with those medications, feeling safe knowing that you're actually there keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, correct. Which is how I felt when for my gallbladder. I'm just like, oh, just be here because I'm so off chops right now, and
I don't feel like I can like rest.
Yeah.
Knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could, and especially with the breathing situation, like that was really worrying. Yeah, and you had to be monitored. But that was, that's a definite.
Yeah.
And obviously, hopefully we could just pick up the plans from there, or you go with somebody else.
Yeah.
Go with a friend or whatever.
And like, obviously I'd be disappointed, but then, you get over it. Like the other person has obviously had something happen to them.
Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love to hear from you guys as well, like anyone who's in like a non-monogamous relationship, what you guys do when an emergency happens. Do you guys have an emergency plan?
Yeah. Do you keep like little file of all the people that you're seeing?
Yeah. And phone numbers?
Yeah. I think I'd be interested to know how other people have prepared for this sort of situation if it does arise. So
yeah.
I think now we've got to...
Well, we have to, obviously think about that and put a little book together, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a partner as yet, but These are things that we have to now consider that weren't, I guess, on our radar until now.
Yeah. But I think the takeaway is that I would definitely be there. There is no questions asked, and I would expect you to be contacting me so that I can
Yeah.
be there. So, yeah. She's slowly on the mend. Very slowly, which is the main
I've got
thing.
a good nurse here.
Yes.
So,
The faux nurse is taking care of the real nurse.
well, our real nurse is a terrible patient, so I'm sorry.
It's fine. You've been good. I mean, I've just been dosing her up with the endone and the Panadol and making sure you take your meds. She thinks that I'm drugging her. I'm just like, I don't want you to be in pain.
No, I know that it's, what I need.
Yeah.
So,
But
thank you.
you're welcome. So yeah, that's us today. That's what's been going on at the moment. We'll see if she's still on the sling in the next episode.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Thanks, guys. Remember to follow us up here.
Up here. No, all right. We are recording. It's a vibe, baby.
Here's a vibe, baby.
This is really hard.
You sexy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy thing. Sexy thing. I believe in miracles. Who you are.
Where are you from? Who you are?
Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
My hair look okay?
Looks beautiful, darling.
Did you want to turn the lamp off?
No, I think I've got it on the right ratio now.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Dialogues of Desire.
We hope you've enjoyed the conversation and maybe even learned something new.
If you loved what you heard or we've piqued your curiosity, make sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
We'll be sharing the latest and greatest content there, so you don't want to miss out.
And don't keep all this juicy goodness to yourself. Share our podcast with friends, family, or anyone you think might enjoy listening.
The more the merrier, right? Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep those conversations flowing. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are recording, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging.
We recognise their continuing connection to land, waters, and culture, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. We extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. The views discussed in this podcast are our own and are evolving with our continuing experiences and ongoing knowledge.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not replace the advice of a health professional.